So let's review the usage of the else if statement. So for example, we're going to remove this and we're going to add else if right here. So I'm going to add let current time and we're going to add something like 10. And we're going to add if the current time is lower or equal than 10 hours. We're going to add console.log. Good morning. Then we're going to add else if. So this is going to check for a different condition than the first one. It's going to be like this. And we're going to add current time is lower or equal to 80. We're going to add console.log. And we're going to add good afternoon. And finally, if both conditions are not met, this one or this one, we're going to fall into the else statement, which is going to be good night, like this. So you can see we have the 10 a.m., for example, 10 hours of the day. So this is going to print good morning. So save this, and you can see we have good morning, and it's printing the value just fine. So for example, this condition is being met, and it's going to run this code. So let's add something like 15. Save this, and now you can see we have good afternoon because this condition is not met, but this one is met, and it's going to print good afternoon. So let's add something like 20. 20, and now you can see we have good night. Both of these conditions are not met, but this one, the else statement, is going to be executed. So let's review what happens if we add something like 28, something like that. It's going to print good night, and we all know that there are no 28 hours in the day. So right here, you can copy this, paste, and we're going to have three conditions. This one, and this one. And we're going to add 24 right here. We're going to cut this and replace this code. And finally, I'm going to add console.log. And we're going to add invalid. So save this, and now you can see we have invalid. If we add something like 20 here, this is going to print good night, and now you can see everything is working. But let's review, for example, what happens if we add -3. You can see that we have good morning, and of course this is also an invalid time of the day. So here you can use, for example, the AND operator, and it's going to be like this. We're going to add an if right here. We're going to add current time is greater than 0, and this is going to check for an end, and the AND operator is going to check that this condition and this condition, both conditions, should be met in order to run this. We're going to change this to 12. Then here on the afternoon, we're going to add another one. Current time is greater than 12, because you can see here we're checking is lower or equal, so we need to add greater than 12. There is also, we can add greater than or equal to 13, but I'm going to add greater than 12. Of course, you can add the other value. And we're going to add end, the current time is less than or equal to 80. Finally, we're going to add another one. We're going to copy this. And in this case, I'm going to add greater than 80 and less than, current time is less than or equal to 24. So let's save this. And now you can see we have invalid, because we're checking that these both conditions are met. The current time is greater than 0, but also is less than or equal to 12. So let's add something like 3. Save, and you can see we have good morning. If we add 12, you can see that we have also good morning. So in this case, both conditions are met, and this is going to print good morning. Let's add something like 15 here. Save this, and now you can see we have good afternoon, because again, this 15 is greater than 12 and is lower or equal to 80, and it's going to print this. Finally, if we add 20 right here, it's going to print good night, because again, both conditions are met. And if we add 28, you can see this is going to be invalid. So this is a nice example of the usage of the if statement. Also the else if, we're checking 4 different conditions in 2 different else if. And finally, we have a fallback in this else statement.